In this video, I'm going to break down my first step process or framework for growing on social media. I'm a big fan of frameworks because I think they're an easy way to really break down complex concepts into much more digestible bits. So with my experience building several Instagram accounts, I've been able to come up with my own framework for it. And this consists of those key elements that need to be in place for you to start seeing good results in terms of follower growth on your Instagram account. And as I learn more about other platforms like Twitter, LinkedIn, as well as YouTube, I'm discovering that this framework applies to them as well. So this is at its core a social media growth framework. So in this video, I'm going to break down the 4 elements of this framework that you need to know. I've also created a very helpful anagram that you can use to remember this and apply it easily. So let's dive in. So this is called the PECC framework for social media growth. And as an anagram, like I said, this stands for P stands for profile setup or optimization. E stands for the engagement strategy. The first C stands for the content strategy. The second C stands for consistency, and together they give PECC. Obviously going by the first letter of each word now. If you're not getting the desired results on Instagram or any other social media platform, the issue is typically because you are lacking one or multiple of these elements. So now let's break down each and every single one of them so you can troubleshoot and say, okay, where am I lacking? The first one is profile optimization. Now, when it comes to social media, having a well-optimized profile is a must to make sure you see good results in terms of follower growth. And the best part about it is that you only have to do this once, and it doesn't take too long actually, but it can pay such huge returns in the long run. So when it comes to Instagram, this is things like having a clear profile picture that shows your face with your brand colors as a background. You can use this great website called pfpmaker.com that will allow you to basically upload your picture and then add a background in a very nice way, similar to what you can see right here on this image. And apart from the profile picture, now you need a handle that is easy to remember and isn't too long. Again, you can look at this sample here, digital Neo, very easy to remember. No long words, no underscores, no crazy special characters or anything like that. You also need some relevant industry keywords in your headline or name section. Now, if you look at this, you can see where Neo is written. You can see Instagram growth strategist and coach. That's basically the name section. And the reason why you need to put keywords in this section is because it is searchable. So when people go into the search bar and they type Instagram growth strategist, there's a chance I'll come up because I have this in my name section. Beyond that, you also need a bio that focuses on your target audience and explains how you can help them achieve their goals. Your bio is not meant to be for you. So you're not going to say things like, I've done this for X years, I can do this, I can do this. It should be focused on your target audience. So if you look at mine, for example, you can see helping coaches and service-based businesses. Those are my target audience. And then I help them attract their dream audience and ideal clients on Instagram. Very simple like that. Just keep it focused on your target audience. And then you need 3 to 5 relevant highlights as well. Highlights are basically these bubbles where you can use to share additional information. Like I have one that is about me, that talks about me. And I have for each of my offers as well, my strategy call, my paid ebook, my free ebook. Then I have one for the Q&A as well. So just think through that and how you can apply that to your own Instagram account. So now for other platforms like Twitter, YouTube, and LinkedIn, this also applies. For example, on Twitter, you have your cover image, same thing on LinkedIn as well. And on YouTube, you also have bios for each of the platforms that you need to optimize. And you can use that same exact thought process I talked about the bio. Always keep your bio focused on your target audience and how you can help them. So that concludes the profile optimization section. Now let's move to engagement strategy. Now this is especially important if you're a smaller account just starting out on these platforms. You must absolutely be engaging with posts from other accounts, especially on platforms like Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and TikTok as well to some level. It's not as much on YouTube because you can't do outbound engagement on YouTube. All you can basically do is respond to people that comment on your videos. So on Instagram, this is how I recommend going about this. First, you need to find big accounts in your niche that are blowing up and are already doing good things. There are 2 ways you can find them. One is through the Instagram search bar. So if you look at this now, this is a screenshot of me checking the Instagram search bar and just entering mindsets. And you can see all these potential accounts that come up. Now, tying this back to the profile optimization section, this is why you need to make sure you put those niche keywords in your own name section so you can come up like this. So this is the first way you can find them. Second way you can find them is through hashtags. So you can just go to hashtag mindsets and you see all these hashtags. If you click into them, you'll be able to find posts from people in that niche. So that's how you find these accounts that you'll be engaging with on Instagram now. Either you use the search bar like I've shown here, or you use the industry hashtags basically. So after you find these hashtags, then you move on to step 2, which is basically following accounts in this industry that are already doing well and turning on their post notifications. So for example, this is one of the accounts in the mindset and motivation niche that is doing really well right now, Kobe. And if you see here, you can see he has a lot of followers and he posts a lot as well. So after you follow him, if you look in the top right here, you see this bell icon with a check mark in it. So this is basically the bell I'm talking about. You need to go to his profile once you follow him and click on that bell. So what that bell does is that every time you upload a new post, you will actually receive a notification. And the reason you want this is because when you post something new, you want to get that notification so you can go there and go and comment as soon as possible. And you need to write a comment that is so valuable that it adds value to the post and it resonates with him as well. You might put out a separate video at some point with how to write comments that actually grab people's attention. But you need to make this comment so valuable that he actually says, oh, this resonated and it's going to be helpful to my audience, so that it will pin it to the comment section. Because on Instagram specifically, people can actually pin one comment to the top of their comment section. And if this is an account that gets a lot of views and a lot of attention on their content, if your comment is pinned, it's a lot of reach for you. And let's talk about something like Twitter as well. Now, if you leave a good comment, people can also retweet that comment and you can go viral that way. So just think about how you can really add value to that person's post, because that will help you drive traffic to your own accounts as well. And then the other thing you need to also make sure you're doing is actually engaging with smaller accounts that are engaging in the comment section. So just like you are engaging in the comment section, other people are going to be doing this as well. So find these people that are leaving sensible comments, not just people leaving emojis or something like that, and engage with them, respond to their comments. It doesn't have to be complicated. Just be human, share your thoughts, and don't be one of those people that just copy and paste the same comments everywhere and promote themselves with things like, check out my profile for this, or, oh, nice post, you should check out my profile. That doesn't work anymore. It's just going to waste your time. Now, the third step in this framework is the content strategy. Now, this is the most important part, because if you get everything else right, but you don't get this right, then you just won't get results. Because at the end of the day, your content is what people will follow you for. And the unfortunate truth is that for most people too, this is where their issues lie. And that's because while it's the most important part, it's also the most complicated. The strategy you will need for this will vary from one social media platform to another, one account to another on the same platform as well. So it's quite complicated. But let's just look through an overview. For instance, for Instagram, you need to learn how to write. You need to learn how to design carousels like this. You need to learn how to design single image posts like this. And then you also need to learn how to record reels. There's a lot of skills you have to learn just for that one platform. When it comes to Twitter, you need to learn how to write and how to structure tweets and how to structure threads. For TikTok, you need to learn, obviously, short form video, how to make TikToks and all that. For YouTube, like I'm doing now, you need to learn how to record long form videos, which obviously is a skill I'm building right now. So there are just so many skills for you to learn. And the good thing is some of these skills do cross over. For example, if you learn how to write, you can use that on Twitter, you can use it on LinkedIn, you can use it for your Instagram content. It affects everything. And if you know how to make good short form videos, you can post that on YouTube Shorts, you can post it on TikTok, you can post it on LinkedIn, you can post it on Twitter. But the thing is, it's still a lot of skills. So if you are doing this on your own and you don't have a social media team or social media strategist helping you out, it's always better for you to just start with one platform. So if that platform is Instagram, here's an easy way you can go about thinking about your content strategy. First, you need to pick 3 to 5 content pillars related to your niche. These are the topics that you'll be creating content about. For example, if you're in the social media niche like I am, you can talk about content, you can talk about engagement, you can talk about consistency. And if you look through the framework we're discussing in this video, you see that these are the things I am talking about. If you're in the self-development niche, for instance, you can talk about things like mindset, like how to build habits, like productivity, and so on. Now, once you have these content pillars, then you need to come up with content ideas that you post about. Some easy ways to do that is to go to Quora, and you can just write in your niche, and then you'll be able to find questions people are asking about it and create content based on that. If you're on Instagram, you can also use the IG Explore page. This is my Explore page. You can see samples of content from other people that are doing well, which I can then take inspiration from, put my own spin, and create. And the final way you can come up with content ideas is to use this website called answerthepublic.com. It's a great website that allows you to discover what people are asking with regards to a specific topic. So this is what the website looks like, just at answerthepublic.com. And when you get there, you can basically sort by country, by language, and just type in your content pillar or your industry now, and to allow you to find out what people are asking. So if I come to this website and I write social media, it's basically going to tell me the biggest and hottest questions people are asking about social media, so that can inform my content and I can create content based on that. Hope that makes sense. So once you have your content pillars, you have your content ideas, the next thing is you have to start posting as much as possible. And this is for Instagram. And this will apply to other short form platforms like TikTok and Twitter as well. Because for these platforms, you really need a lot of volume to get data so you know what works and what doesn't. So if you have the chance and if you have the bandwidth, post daily. Otherwise, you can post maybe 3 to 5 times a week. So on Instagram, I recommend cycling through as many of the content types as possible. So post reels, single post, carousels. But this is really if you have the skills for all of them. If you don't, you can focus on one. Let's say you're a designer, for instance, and you want to create content for Instagram. the best thing for you to do is to use designs that actually showcase that you are a designer. So create carousels, create single image posts. This should be easy for you because you're already a designer. Now, if you're already comfortable with video, maybe you offer video services, just go with Reels for Instagram, something like that. You don't have to make it so complicated than it is. The key thing about this though is after you've posted for a specific period of time, let's say 3 months or 4 months, you need to check your insights and then find out what kind of content, the type and the format that is working well for you, because success leaves clues and you need to know what works so you can double down on that and cut everything else out. By the way, if you want to learn more about this and dive deeper into how to come up with these content ideas, how to know what kind of content is working for you, how to do the research properly, I have a paid ebook which is called the Content Creation Blueprint. It will show you everything I've learned over the past 3 to 4 years about creating content that gets you results on Instagram and helps you grow your audience. So you can click the first link in the video description and check that out. Then the final part of this framework is consistency. Now, I would say this is the second most important part after your content strategy, because even the best content strategy, the best engagement strategy, and the most awesome profile optimization means nothing if you stop after a week or after a month. We always hear that Rome wasn't built in a day, and it's a cliche quote, but it's absolutely true. Good things take time. So this is also why I mentioned 3 months when I was talking about the content strategy, because in my opinion, this is the minimum amount of time you need to put in to actually start seeing good results, especially if you're just starting. So don't expect to see results in a month or anything like that. Even 3 months is actually quite early. The problem though is that most people quit before that time, and I get it because I've been there. It's hard to keep going when you don't see the results of what you're doing. And when you post and you have 20 views or you have 1 like or something like that, it's hard to keep going because it's very unmotivating. You feel like your work is not valued. But what you just need to understand is your work is just not at that point yet, and the algorithm is still learning to show your content to the right people. So you just need to keep going, because if you commit to never giving up, your success is guaranteed. It's just about time. So like I said earlier, if you need extra guidance and tips on how to stay more consistent, this is also covered in my paid ebook, The Content Creation Blueprint. I have an entire chapter dedicated to this that will help you stay consistent so you can actually get the results you want. And remember, nothing can stop you except yourself. So keep going, don't quit. So that's the video. You can find links to, like I said, my paid ebook, The Content Creation Blueprint, that will help you build an audience on Instagram, that help you create better content, stay consistent, do research, come up with ideas, and know what kind of content is working for you as well, so you can double down on that. That's going to be the first link in the video description. You can also find links to other things like my free social media newsletter, where I share helpful social media tips every single week. You can also find my Instagram, where you can reach out to me directly for any questions, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And finally, I have some tools in there as well that I recommend for social media, for scheduling, maybe for automation and all those things, so you can check those out as well. Anyway, I appreciate your time. Have an awesome rest of your day.